This is gonna be a very quick, little brief intro, dintro sort of a thing as we are getting ready for the post show. I'm gonna hop back into Discord. And we're gonna have some times. Yay!
Oh,
I'm back.
Yeah,
that would be
next
really
week.
cool.
Alex, remind us next week. We'll do that next week.
Yeah.
The stream, to my knowledge, should be up now.
Okay, well, it helps if you spell it right, Lane. Cantraption.
Are we
Again,
doing this
it
again?
doesn't say you don't exist. It says that you don't exist for me.
Okay.
Just went up.
Well,
I just saw him go up.
Guys, chat, why?
Lane, why do you hate Warren?
So hard.
yeah, why?
I don't
Why
hate
do you
Warren.
hate me?
Oh my god, if I hated you, I wouldn't let you play my game with me.
All right, here I can link it in
Hey,
chat maybe
before we
if it'll let
go-
me. I don't know if it'll let me, but I can
Fucking
try.
elite club.
Ooh, why are you being loud? Oh, because I'm using the wrong. That would explain why.
Oh, I got it. It worked. It worked.
Oh, it works.
I did it.
Cool.
We're raiding. We're raiding. We're a bunch of Viking
We're
raiders.
raiding.
Oh, good
my
night, Kyle.
goodness.
All right.
Much love.
Good night,
night.
Kyle.
Stream till next week.
And we're
I won't
raiding
be at
on
the-
over.
I'm not gonna be at the post show.
Okay.
Have fun.
Love you. Sleep well.
Love you. Bye bye.
See you later.
See you guys next week.
Yee.
Bow. And
Bow.
we raided. So now we should be over to Cantraption.
Hey, the alert finally works.
Yay.
Hey.
Working? Is twerking?
Yeah, it
ready?
is. I'm here. We're live.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, there it goes. Hell yeah.
Oh
Wow,
boy.
Wow, wow,
Okay, post show hype, everybody. Hello, hello.
wow. Wow, wow, wee, wow.
What a time to be
Wow,
alive.
Oh.
Excuse me for a moment while I find the dice that I definitely dropped and can no longer find.
Oh, dude, the bane of my existence. I have so many dice. So I'm
Yes.
the dice goblin. I'm the resident dice goblin. I have a couple hundred sets probably.
Found
It's
it.
not a joke. I lose so many D4s. It's
You're
D4s.
gonna
insane.
step on them.
Interesting.
You're gonna step on them and hate your life.
I know. Well, sometimes they'll land under my mat that I have for my computer, like they'll roll under it somehow, and then I'll.
Oh, I love you too. I treasure you always. Thank you. Thank you for coming and enjoying the shows.
What I found very funny is that at my old apartment that I just moved from, I had lost a few dice from my initial set that I had bought at the beginning of campaign 1, and I was like, oh well, I'm moving, and they fell like on the ground, and the cats like batted them around. I'll find them when I clean up. Never found them. Did my cats eat my dice? Maybe. Maybe.
Interesting. Interesting.
Maybe.
Show your dice. All right, let's see here. I have one set and then miscellaneous.
That's nice. That's nice.
But the set, oh man, how do I do this without them just like falling out of my hands?
Oh,
Are like
Viola.
kind of see-through dark with red numbers.
Oh, I
is-
like that.
This is actually the first set of dice I ever bought when I first
I'm
decided
liking
to start
this
playing.
close-up hand shot, honestly, more than anything. Like that
This
close-up
pose.
hand. You should go into hand modeling.
Oh wow, thanks. And then the rest. Okay, so here's the other thing. I have 3 sets of dice, and 2 of them aren't mine, because my players are always so lazy and bad about keeping track of their dice, and I was always the DM. They're like, "Can I just keep these here?" And so now I'm just like dice storage.
You're not for me.
Your
No.
dicey daycare.
Not for you. Okay, so the other set of
I
dice
have-
that are kind of
here.
interesting is oh boy.
Here,
Here we
I'll
go.
show you. Here.
I'm really proud of
Warren, you can see.
Oh, why are these? Whoa, this is weird. These are green, but they look like really fucked up on camera.
Oh, dude, those look super
They look really cool on
camera.
camera.
Yeah, they're actually like
Green?
they're actually like an ivory green. But for
Why
some
the
reason
hell
they
does this
seem
camera
weird.
Have negative on. It looks like they're a negative. That's
But so here's the fun thing about these ones. There's a D10. The D10s are like different shapes. They're like this.
oh yeah.
And there's one of these that is notorious for like 90% of the time rolling 7. So I don't use this dice because of that. But this also came with a 3-sided die.
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Which is
those
kinda
are
weird.
dope. I
Three
fuck with that.
sides.
Man, okay, Robin, if those dice actually look like that, if I ever went dark puck, I would roll those dice.
That'd be perfect.
I really need to have another pee break.
Do
but
it.
But then, are we gonna talk about favorite moments from the show? Because I've got a couple.
Yeah, go for it. For
Yeah.
I
sure.
also want to know what you guys thought about it, because it was a lot. It was a lot for me. So I'll be back in a minute.
Or shizzle. Yeah. I guess one thing, I'll see, you know, I'm always happy to answer people's questions if people have any burning questions for the cast about this evening.
I love burning questions.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something in the background real quick, but if you guys want to, you know, talk amongst yourselves or talk about dice and like, then go for it.
I got mine
Yeah.
in a nice little
Holy-
storage case.
Okay, so for anyone, so since not everyone can see Thomas, just for reference, you know, the embroidery thread that girls who made friendship bracelets used to keep their thread in middle school? That's what he has for his dice storage.
Or like a big version of like one of those
So you
like
know.
vitamin calendar
So,
things. Yeah.
There's that,
Definitely
and
a
then
sewing
this bag is also full of dice. And I have a couple more off on the side. I got for Christmas 20 sets of dice from a Secret Santa.
Ooh.
It cost them like $25 off of Amazon. It
Nice.
came with the pouch.
Oh yeah.
I was so happy because they like put it in this little, like each set was individually wrapped and they put it in a gift bag and then they made like layers with the tissue paper. So as you kept digging, there just was more and more and more and more dice.
Alex would like to hear some dice ASMR, and yes, Thomas has definitely fallen prey to the curse of collecting the math rocks, the clickety clacks.
I fell victim to that long ago. The special click clack math rock are a passion.
I have, for the most part, been able to
throughout
avoid
the
that.
week. Throughout the week, Thomas actually sends me videos of dice that neither of us own for our own personal satisfaction. Because I am not yet a dice goblin, but it's brewing deep inside of me.
You're on your way. That is the important part. Which, speaking of which, you still need to send me your address so I can send you the edible dice.
We're
Yeah, I'll
setting
do that
edibles now. Is that what's going
I'll
on?
do that now.
Hello, see you.
Yeah,
They're not
They're not-
edibles, they are edible dice.
yeah,
If they were both, it'd be cool. I'd be down.
yeah.
So, any
It's
small
specific-
time makers out there, hit me up.
It's specific. I love how it specifically says on like the website's FAQ. It's like, are these marijuana filled? It's like, no, these are not cannabis edibles. But you know,
And if they were.
yeah. I have such a long kitty. Long kitty likes to stretch.
So there's a question here that's completely not D&D related, but very fun. What's the best Secret Santa gift you've ever received?
Dice.
I think the only Secret Santa gift that I remember receiving is so a friend of mine came up to me. We were doing like a Secret Santa thing as part of like my acting group, and they just off the cuff asked me like what would be a good gift to get me, and I had like no idea. I hadn't the foggiest idea what to answer or that this person was actually my Secret Santa. But I was like, oh, I don't know, like gum or something. And then I received $20 worth of gum.
That's hilarious.
And I'm
That's
like,
brilliant.
you know what? It's not the worst. I'll take it.
That's a win.
I was very lucky. I don't have a lot of Secret Santa gifts that are super memorable for me, but one year I was working at a cosmetics company in a store for Christmas, and I was on the management team, and I was super blessed. I got this beautiful shadow box that had a group photo of all the staff, and it said like kick ass and take names, and it was so cute. It was so precious. I loved it.
Aw, that's adorable.
Yeah, very personal. It was really, really sweet.
Cool. Let's see here.
Thomas.
Oh, did
how
Logan?
are you feeling about tonight's
I totally
session?
didn't notice, but I'm guessing Logan pieced out for like work and stuff the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
How do we feel about tonight?
Good. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this day itself has just gone on for like 3 or 4 sessions. Like,
Yeah.
I understand. Yes, we had to do the role play of us getting here. Sure. Then I understood, then there was the actual fight that we had to do, and now we have to deal with the repercussions of, afterwards, and all that. It felt like this is one of the longest days I've ever played in a D&D campaign, and I'm excited that we're actually getting somewhere again.
I can second that. I think for sure. I was really looking forward to this for quite a while. Oh, hello, Andra. I was looking forward to this for quite a while. Just like after the last game, I was like, oh, there's so much I gotta get to. I'm like, there's so many things. And then after getting through it, I definitely had the same reaction of like, okay, that was good. I'm glad we did all the things. Also, happy to be moving on to whatever is next. Like, let's get to the next bit of drama, the next slice of the campaign, the next battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I just really need everyone to settle in for like a long rest again, because like Talon needs some processing time, and it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. I feel like
the current conditions.
Yeah.
I feel like
we
need to like sit down for a while.
Yeah, we all need the processing time to like individually deal with it, but
Actually talk to each other about it like properly.
yeah, but that's healthy coping mechanisms. Do we do that here? I don't know. But yeah, it's I'm excited that we're moving on to the next part of this keep to get whatever hellscape lies below dealt with. And then yeah, I have plans for Harold, because I didn't expect that it would be this in depth. I thought it would be like, cool, we beat everyone, we know that the Asgardian is coming here with the army, so let's just everyone pack the fuck up, get the fuck out, we'll deal with this when we're not feeling like we're being hunted and chased down, and then we can deal with the trauma of realization of like, oh, what the fuck do we do? Not all right,
Hello, my Russian friend.
everything's done, okay, we have to move, like we have a little bit of time, we have to move, oh fuck, there's the Asgardian 16 hours ahead of schedule.
Yeah, motherfuckers, you didn't even ask how it happened. Or maybe you did, and I just was like, nope.
I'm doing good. We're doing the post Hangout stream, just chatting with people.
You kind of just like explained that that she like flew ahead and was like, I'm dealing with this on my own. That's all you said.
Okay, great.
Oh, is there more?
Oh, of course there is. I had a whole
Dungeon Master dude.
like just in case you guys grilled me, I had a whole plan. I was like, I know exactly why she's here and what she's doing. Like, but then you guys didn't grill me. You guys were like, she's so scary. What do you want? And I was like, okay, this is good. I like this too.
Listen, Puck is just like way too like shell shocked to be like quizzical mind right now. He is like, I'm barely here. My adrenaline's coming down and I'm starting to feel sick. Oh, sure. Bliet. Suko bliet. Sorry.
But yeah.
Chat requests.
But yeah, so how did everyone feel tonight went?
I mean, first, I kind of feel like I should apologize, honestly.
Oh, why?
I just sometimes
Why?
I worry that like I go off and I do weird, sad things as Puck, and I'm detracting from the story or from other people, and I'm just kind of like I'm like worried I'm like subconsciously hogging the spotlight or something.
You're
I don't know.
definitively adding to the story by having those
Yeah.
moments, because I mean, like, I definitely like felt the difference too, because like you had your moment of like your sad stuff back to back with mine, but like I don't really like role play that, because like I cry enough in real life. I don't need to pretend here. If I cry, I cry. But I definitely felt like, I don't know, there's so much more pull when that's actually like thought out, and I really actually like that you do that personally.
Yeah, no, I love those moments. I think they're very touching. I think they definitely don't bother me, I'll tell you that much, especially when they're simultaneously hilarious but also heartwarming, you know? Like when you were like, because there's like an ear or something in my hair, I was like, yeah, perfect. I love that. I'm so glad you took the initiative to be like, yeah, there's probably a fucking ear in my hair. I was like, yes, there is. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be?
Oh man. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I clipped that so fast. Yeah, I was just kind of like, it was so weird. Because like I knew I wanted to have this moment, but then like the course of the session was so strange for Puck. Like he was like, is he up? Is he down? Is he healed? Is he broken? Like what is happening right now? Because you were like trying to feed into it with like, I see Apollo and there's like this comforting thing, and then like, does Puck like take that in? I don't know. And then I was just kind of like, God, I feel like I'm doing this too much. But with like the whole ear bit, I was just like, I'm like, you know what? I guess Puck is just gonna like try and like be like he's like recouping some, like he's just gonna try and get back to normal. And then I was like, yeah, looks like we both had a shitty time just now. Like, oh, why did I throw up? Ear in my hair.
Oh, you know, just the ear in my hair. It was such a funny moment. It was so sweet though.
Gonzala Lomunzo? Hola, thank you for the follow.
Yeah.
I definitely
was-
just felt like I was
yeah.
in like a daze for like the entire session.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was coming into it being like, okay, you've just like died a couple times and come back to life. That's cool. How do you feel about that? And then immediately you just threw like all these other curveballs of like just like generally weird shit happening. I was just like, great. Yes, talent is fine.
Yeah.
No.
God, Lane, when you had Sarifa like hug me and like try and comfort me, I was like, oh God, because Puck's brain is just kind of like, I can't acknowledge this right now. I'll like break down, I'll cry, I'll just like there's an Asgardian like coming, like I can't. But like internally, he's just kind of like, because Puck really just wanted to like fucking cry and like hug Saphira and just be like, I can't, I'm so sorry, and just like, but it was like, I can't do this right now. And so I half expected Saphira to show up when I was like by myself, like having my like breakdown. But if I was to give a favorite moment, I think that was my favorite moment, was Saphira like giving him a hug and his like struggle of like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do.
I really wanted to make like a sweet, not weird moment and like humanize her a little bit. That was the intention. The intention was to humanize her. Well, at least like elfinize her. Cause
I mean, you don't have to do that like as far as Puck's perspective. Like he already knows. But yeah, maybe the rest of the party needs that. I don't know.
tough after the finger sucking.
Puck is like sad or hot. I'm not sure how to take that. What do you mean?
In reference to your
Oh, tough after
Yeah,
finger
talking
sucking.
with,
I see.
Saphira.
I feel like that hug was not meant to be hot, but everyone in chat was like hot, and I was like, guys, get your fucking heads out of the gutter. Yeah, is she weird? Yeah, but she's not being weird right now.
Yeah, no, I think, like, as far as Puck's perspective on that was concerned, he was definitely like, this is, like, I need this, but I can't acknowledge this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about Puck, is the very honest, just the very honest nature of Puck is sweet.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to know. I don't know.
Lane, I love how you. Oh,
What?
Yeah, no, go. I was just gonna say no. But...
I just wanted to point out that I love how you say. I love how Sarifa says Pericles every time.
Yeah.
It just makes my skin crawl. It's so good.
I don't know if anyone picked up on this, because I've said it a few times as Puck, but almost every time Puck has introduced himself to people, he always says, like, my name's Pericles, but my friends call me Puck. And to the Asgardian, he just introduced himself as Pericles.
Ooh, not friends.
Friends off. Friends off.
Because
No friends. No.
I didn't know what to make of her, and I'm like, she could fucking blast all of us. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
You don't get my nickname, you mean lady.
That's very fair. That's very fair. She did offer her nickname. She was like, "Let's be friends." I mean, pretty openly a few times.
Here's the thing though. That's like, that whole situation was like the leader of the armed guard coming to your house after, an entire raid on your place where you won. The armed guard coming to your house and being like, yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to do anything. You guys are fine. You guys are safe. Just, let's sit down. We'll have a little talk. And then, yeah, I'll just make some bullshit up to the guys back there. And you can walk free. That's completely fine. There is in no way a winning scenario in this where we don't think you're trying something.
I mean, you do owe her a favor now.
I mean, I would just like to acknowledge that at some point, like 20 sessions from now, we're probably going to use her dead cousin's ring for some kind of purpose and probably run into her again. And it's going to be a lovely reunion with no bad repercussions.
Never.
Nothing bad.
We're going to have to steal something from her using that ring to get out.
All I'm saying is that she did use disintegrate today, so just think about that. Think about what that means.
Yeah.
At bare minimum, what
I don't want
that
to cross her. I don't want to cross her.
I am very aware of what disintegrate does.
Oh boy. Yeah. What are?
You said you had a question.
Oh yeah, Thomas, what was your favorite moment? Unless you guys talked about it, I did miss a minute.
No.
No, we just talked about how, that we're just like, we're glad, like, this day has felt like the longest fucking day because it's lasted 3 sessions, and how we're glad to finally be moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, was it? So this is session 6, so half of our sessions have been spent on this day alone.
It's been a heavy day.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what my favorite moment was. I can't, like, the whole stuff with Harold's father, just, having him not remember who Harold was just like a, slap in the face to Harold of just like, what the fuck do I do now? And then he didn't even have time to process anything before, oh yeah, this Asgardian's coming to arms, get ready to fight again. And then as soon as he was like, cool, right, there's this magic tea. I'll give it to my dad. He'll be fine. He'll remember everything. That's what this will do. Doesn't help. And so he just kind of, the entire session, he was just in this perpetual state of like, there is too much happening right now for me to deal with. One thing needs to stop so I can direct all of my attention to it.
To daddy.
Or that I can deflect it. And like, as soon as he, you know, he got the tea, he left. So he was like, cool, I don't got to deal with the Asgardian anymore. That's a Victor Talon Puck problem. Goes to his dad, and then his dad, you know, was talking to him, and he's just like, I don't know how to explain anything. I don't know how to talk to this man. He doesn't, I mean, I wouldn't know how to talk to him regardless, but this is just so much worse. And then it was like, I don't know how to deal with you either. Go talk to Gazdan. He can help you. And then it was just like, okay, the two big things I have to worry about are out of my field of vision, and I don't have to look at them anymore. What can I focus on next? And that was when Victor was like, all right, let's go check out the rest of this fucking place. And Harold's like, yeah.
Thank God.
Please give me something to do that I don't have to focus on. And then with Harold then being able to kind of like put Victor in his place that probably was my favorite moment, where Harold was like, I can read these things. This is what they mean. Why are you trying to solve it all? There's only one solution here.
Dude,
like,
hated that shit. Dude hated it so much.
Harold, it was just like that moment where Harold was like, to Harold it felt like, look, see, I'm not as stupid as you think I am. I'm pretty smart. You're the dumb one in this situation.
That might be my favorite moment. That moment, just the look on Logan's face when he was like, "Oh, it's only one." Oh, because it was honestly, it penetrated through Victor right into Logan being like, "I was fucking wrong. I was wrong about a goddamn pup." Yep.
And then I loved how it was just like Harold realized that what he said was like, ha, fuck you, I'm better than you, and then immediately backpedaled to be just like, but I mean, it's pretty dark down here, so you can't see that well. You can't see in the dark, right? I mean, that's okay, that makes sense.
Oh god, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think that I just had a brain fart and I can't remember what I was about to say.
We've all been there.
Definitely. I thought it was interesting how with Harold's dad, how it was like this weird like, I don't remember you, but I'm trying really hard to be a good dad right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can't hear you, Lee.
That was probably my favorite thing, actually, about tonight, was just it was just that he was trying so hard. Like, he acted exactly how you would want someone to act if you were on, like, in Harold's position in that situation. No, if like their memories had to be gone. He tried to say and do all the right things, and also like so obvious. Like, we could have said that was Harold's dad, even if Harold didn't know that was his dad. It's clearly the father of Harold.
I tried so hard to do it right. I tried so hard to find my Harold.
I mean,
like
you did
a
good.
little bit more like socially adept, but also just like awkward as all hell, and just so funny.
Not at all how I pictured Harold's dad actually being, but the fact that he had the fact that he didn't know anything played into it perfectly.
He was just Imagine, like, it was like in your genes. It was in your genes to be who you are now, because your father at base settings is that. He's like, oh yeah, oh shit, my bad, you know.
Yeah.
Thomas, how does it feel to have amnesia used as a weapon against you 2 campaigns in a row?
Dude,
I mean,
dude, name 2 things that go together as good as Thomas and amnesia. Am I right?
For anyone that wasn't here, in campaign 1, Thomas's character also had amnesia,
And I was a dick.
which was used to
I mean,
hurt Thomas many times.
here's the difference. For the first campaign, I chose for her to
That's
have
true.
amnesia. That was like the whole point of her character was I wanted her to be like an evil character, but she didn't know it because most evil characters don't fit well into parties. They just don't. And so it was like, well, if she doesn't know that she's evil, but slowly, as you know, at the DM's discretion, things start to slip in, and then that influences their reactions and their choices of things, that would make for some good RP moments.
It did. It also resulted in your death.
It did.
So
It did. It very much did. And then for this, it was like, what the fuck do I do now? How does one communicate with someone who doesn't know who they are? And it was being on the opposite side of the table of something you didn't choose.
Yeah. Kind of rude, actually, Lane, for you to.
what, to use amnesia? No way. It made sense.
It works very well. But
If I had pulled it out just to be a dick, that'd be shitty. But I saw the opportunity, and I wasn't even really thinking about the amnesia before. I was just like, how can I make all of this work properly? And I was like, I know what to do. So I do have a plan. I'm not doing it just to be a dick and to be like, haha, you saw your dad, but it's not your dad.
No. I have
have
plans like I didn't expect the keep to be this big. You know, again, I kind of expected to be like, cool, we all gotta scatter now. So I was gonna like talk to Gazdan for a little bit, get my dad in with the chain breakers and be like, here, that you know this. You can go help free your people, you know. And then it's like, okay, I know that my dad's in safe hands, even though he doesn't know who he is. And then there was gonna be a whole sub thing with fuck, I gotta deal with my mom now. What the fuck is her deal? But like now that we have all this time, kind of my plans get drawn out, and I have to think about what I'm specifically looking for, because I know what Harold is looking for down in this dungeon. He's not just haphazardly going in there to, you know, clear it out so that everyone is safe. But I know what he's specifically looking for, and I'm going to see if any of that comes to fruition. I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Who knows?
Yeah, I guess a couple of things with today's session. First of all, what the fuck were my rolls tonight?
Yeah, dude.
I don't think I rolled
dude.
lower than a 13 on the D20 the whole night.
Imagine if this was a combat, you would have looked like a fucking god.
I would have been god tier.
Seriously.
But like I feel like tonight's session, just because there was so much like heaviness and then like a brevity, like weird brevity with characters like this deaf Asgardian that's like really chipper. If we ever get art made up, like I feel like the moment of like, oh, I had an ear in my hair sums up tonight's fucking session so well. of just like Talon and Puck just looking at her like just like bedraggled and like crying in dirt and like gore and everything. Like, oh, why'd you throw up? Like, I had an ear in my hair, and then just like laughing about it afterwards.
Like, oh, okay. I liked that little tiny interaction so much.
It was
Yeah.
very sweet. I would like to know what you as people, not as characters, what you as players think about Ordelia.
Ooh.
Like just opinions, like just straight up. Like,
Players.
do you like her? Do you hate her? Do you want to know more about her? Do you want to know nothing about her?
Like her, don't trust her, could live with never seeing her again. Ah, fun to talk to. Like, I don't want to see her again, you know? It can be both.
Honestly, she kind of feels like something out of an anime. With just how like
Yeah.
off the wall she is, because she's like stupid powerful, but also like very chipper and like does not compute in like the laws of the world apparently. I don't know. It's difficult because Puck met her under like very strange duress and circumstances. I don't know. It's like Puck would perhaps be interested to interact with her again and learn more about what the fuck is going on with her and her like her weird family and like the like hierarchy. Like he's curious about like the hierarchy that she was alluding to. But at the same time, he like also just dreads it. He's just kind of, it's like the next time we meet an Asgardian, if it's like with the Chainbreakers and stuff like that, he's like, we're probably gonna end up in a fight and it's gonna end poorly. So yeah, it's a weird kind of mixed bag.
Yeah.
I'm like Thomas, it was like her appearance felt very forced. Her appearance felt very Deus Ex Asgardian, where she had no right to be anywhere near this for what we knew as characters. Like it was just like she was essentially 2 days travel away, and she showed up in what would approximate to be 2.5, 3 hours. You know, it was just like her appearance there just felt very all of a sudden and out of nowhere. And I was just like, why is Lane doing this? He's probably just doing this to drive home a character interaction that we wouldn't have gotten. But, you know, and then when she pulled out the tea, I was like, that's the reason for her being here, is to give us a long rest without worrying about a time crunch. Because, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say she fills a lot of voids. Ordelia did a lot of things that I wanted to do for characters, and also for the sake of moving shit along, right? I wanted to be like, hey, in case you guys want to chase this thread, there is definitely more to chase with this guy. You know, like there is more here if you want it. B, I wanted to show your characters, because up until now, you guys have handled things pretty well. There was a part of me that's just like, I just want to remind you real quick that there are things out there, like as characters, right? As players in a narrative, I wanted to remind you that there are things that are very, very, very scary out there. And things went well this time. That doesn't mean it's going to happen every time.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know. For me, it's just
yes,
like,
Lane. Things went well for us.
Lane, you were muted.
What?
Oh, never mind. I don't know. It was just like, I agree with, you know, yes, she drove a lot of points home and everything, but this is our 6th session, so we've been playing this campaign for a month and a half now at this point.
Yep.
But these characters have only known each other for 3 days.
That's true.
These characters essentially were at a festival. The festival got attacked. We then decided, hey, we all kind of dealt with these bandits. Cool. Let's maybe we can figure this out. Then that night, like that very same night, the hunting party came back and was like, yeah, a bunch of our guys are getting killed by griffins. We're not going back there. And we were like, well, I mean, I guess we kind of know what we're doing. No one else is volunteering. We can't, in moral compass, let these good people die for no reason. I guess we'll go out there and save them. Saved them, came back, and like that was all happened in one day. And then we came back and it was like, right, so we figured out where this bandit camp is. None of us are going to do anything about it. Well, I guess we are. If none of you are going to protect yourselves, I mean, again, in good moral standing, we can't let you just die. So we went out to go save them, spent a day in the forest, got attacked by a winter wolf that could talk to us, which was...
They speak common! They all speak common!
It was just like, okay, cool. Very interesting little dynamic that, yes, in the middle of the woods, in the middle of a frozen wasteland, essentially, like a frozen forest, sure, there's going to be creatures in the middle of the night where you've left a camp, you're talking loudly, you're going to attract things. And then the next day, we get closer to the camp, see bandits running for their lives, talk with these orcs and elves that could very much just outright slay us if they chose to. We're like, I mean, our goals kind of align here, so why don't we work together? Cool. Go back to their camp. We get back to the camp and they're like, you guys have to name yourselves. You guys have to have a name. If you don't have a name, you're fucking losers. And we were like, okay, we've known each other for 2 days. What do we call ourselves? Sure, we want to protect people and blah, 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 whatever the conversation was. I can't really remember it. Shield of Fate. Perfect. Okay. Like 3 hours later, we're in a war meeting with these people about how we deal with the bandits. Guy comes in, goes, yeah, there's an Asgardian and an army about 2 days travel away from us. Well, fuck, I guess we gotta move quickly here. I guess we attack them now when they don't expect it, and maybe we get out before anything bad happens. We, like, cool, get up to the fort, and we just like, hey, stop it. No, people explode, fight ensues, kill the wizard, deal with the orcs. And it's just like, all right, it has been a total of 3.5, 4 days. And this is where we are right now. Covered in guts and acid. People are dead. And to our knowledge, we have just enough time to get out of here. What? The Asgardian is 30 seconds away from being on top of us? Well, cool, guys.
You're probably wondering how we got here.
I guess we just die. And so it was like, it was good that, she was willing to just be like, yeah, no, fuck, I don't give a shit, But again, we hardly even know each other, let alone the world we're in. So to have the world be that dangerous right off the bat is like, maybe this isn't the right choice for us. Maybe, Talon, realistically, Talon should be looking for her mom. Puck should be looking for his dad. Harold should be going back to Groma to continue his studies. And Victor should be looking for a new boat, I guess, so that he can continue to be a pirate. So it's like, at this point
100%.
still, the only reason our group has not disbanded yet is because this camp still isn't fully looked at, and we don't know what's going to happen. And we've haphazardly named ourselves, so we all have to sit under this banner of we are a team no matter what we say or what we want.
Right, that
Definitely,
was
like
blunt.
during
Okay.
during Talon's like cry in the little armory room there, that was 100% all I was thinking was just like I just wanted to find my fucking mom. Like, how did I end up here?
Like, don't get me wrong, I am enjoying the campaign. Don't take anything I'm saying out of context. I'm loving the game. I'm loving this campaign. It's just like, if you look at it from an objective perspective, feeling very rushed, even though it's being drawn out. It's like someone has written a book that takes over the span of 4 days, and someone tried to make a movie out of that entire book.
All right.
They kind of just like are smushing everything together. Some of the main points are getting lost in translation. Other things had to get cut. But I'm enjoying it. It's not a bad movie. Will it win an Oscar? Probably not. But like,
excuse
it's still
me.
enjoyable.
Listen here.
Hey, we're doing great work here. Lane is doing great work.
I'm just gonna do a quick shout out to Elmo's Squirrel Dream. That was definitely a moment where I was like,
oh yeah.
I like if I was in my right mind right now as Puck, I would just be like, that's so nice, Elmo. Like, tell me about your squirrel dream. But I'm glad that someone go for it. What?
I was just gonna say, I just love that a man. Elmo. Yes, I love that a man of his age, when he goes to reconnect with his, spiritual self, just sees every squirrel imaginable. Like, he's found the good things in life, at this point.
I think that told us more about Elmo's character than anything ever could.
I would agree.
I'm glad that I found some kind of reason that sort of made sense to loot Ordice's body, because as Warren internally, I'm like, if no one loots this fucking boss, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my shit. Because I was like, when you were talking about how she had to like come back and bring him dead or alive, I'm like, she's gonna take the body and none of us will have looted it. God fucking damn it.
Just the head, baby.
So, who wants to... I mean, I would definitely want to ask chat. Does chat have any burning questions or things they're interested about asking us about the session or just in general in life and things? But I would like to pose to everybody, what do you think we're gonna find in the dungeon next session? Let's have
Flesh
some bets.
golem upon flesh golem upon orcish monstrosity, and we're gonna find a torture chamber. We're gonna find cells with dead orcs in it. We're probably gonna find cells with alive orcs in them who have either yet to be tested, have been implanted, and just weren't activated. And we're gonna have to deal with, all of it being like, right, so you're safe, but you're kind of like a sleeper agent, where if someone says these 3 specific words to you, you're gonna Hulk out and kill everyone.
I think those are good guesses, and now that you mention that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Our Asgardian friend dropped some things like those flesh golems you're so fond of making, and your genetically modified rats. And I'm like, ooh, rat swarms and flesh golems.
Take
Yeah.
notes, kids.
Although I'm not sure the puck was there for that part of the conversation, but
I did really like how she addressed Ordis. I thought that was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so very much like, oh, you're a little bitch, aren't you? Like,
yeah, we fanfic art.
Very
Nice. I think we'll find really nice, sweet things that are not scary or awful at all. You know, wishful thinking.
I think you're wrong.
Script
Oh.
rewrite. It's just cupcakes.
It's just cupcakes. Oh,
Oh,
Lane.
imagine.
I was gonna ask you, the comforting presence and the voice that I heard, did I recognize the voice, or am I just assuming it was Apollo?
I don't know. I guess that's up to you. Have you ever heard that voice before?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if you were like
Have you
referencing
heard
somebody
Apollo's
else.
voice before?
I
In the dream, just then, in like the little moment.
mean that's
Same,
true.
Same voice. Same voice.
Okay. I assumed, but I was just kind of like, there's other people this could potentially be, so I just wasn't totally sure. I just wanted to check on that. Way back in the early days of this session, you know, like 7 years ago, I think people were debating or arguing whether or not they liked like Grek or Victor more with Talon or something like that.
Oh, they were shipping. They were shipping in chat.
Yeah, I'm just gonna firmly plant my flag right now that I ship Grick, and that Victor can keep his hands to himself.
Like, oh, okay, because I've seen a very common thread come up in this debate in chat with everybody, and it's very much that Grek is like big, nice, dumb guy, treat you well,
Mhm.
and Victor is like potentially very bad for Talon. And it just seems everyone wants to somehow protect Talon from Victor.
But Victor's trying to
Which I
protect Talon
find-
from the world.
So incredibly odd. I don't have a hat. I don't have a horse in this race. That's the turn of phrase. I don't have a horse in this race. But-
Love is actually dead in my world. After the war.
Alex,
He's dead.
Talon has already kicked Victor's ass because she beat him at Greco
Wrestling.
Roman
Greco-Roman
wrestling.
wrestling.
Also, yes, the VODs will be posted. So this will be up on the Twitch and the YouTube channel. I leave the VODs up for the post Hangouts on, so people can check those out if they would like, if they have to go to bed and stuff.
Speaking of bed, I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm also very hungry, so
Valid.
That's fair.
lovely hanging out with everybody. But have a very nice evening, and
you as well.
I will catch up with all of y'all on Tuesday.
Yeah. have a
Don't
good
forget
night,
to send me
you
your
all.
address, and then you will get candy dice.
I'll do it right now, okay? I'll do it right
Yeah.
after I log off. All right. I'll just lurk in chat and stuff. So I'll see you guys.
Bye, Lee.
Bye.
Okay, Alex, if you are going to bed as well, thank you for coming and chatting. We appreciate
Yes.
you.
Sleep well. Is that a cross? Why did you put a cross on? It's pepperonis. I
Bless.
see. I
The
see.
one true religion, pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Rest in pepperoni. Yeah. Also, can I just mention, like, you guys who are mods in my chat, fucking ban those bots like lightning fast. My God, quickest draws in
we
the
don't
West.
stand. We don't stand for that shit here. I would have done it on your other stream last night, but I was watching from my bed, and I don't have mod privileges in bed.
You should always
I've
have
heard
your
that
privileges
before.
in bed. On a weird side tangent, how long did you stick around in that weird fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance stream?
I watched the entire thing.
Oh, good. Okay, so you were around when I met Moorcock.
Yep.
Moorcock?
Yeah, my character has this really bad tendency in that game to let himself be surrounded in cutscenes. And I'm like, why are you so bad at basic survival? And the ringleader was named Moorcock. And the next, like, 10 minutes were just me being like, I don't want to mess with Moorcock. Like, listen, I don't want to be on the bad end of Moorcock.
Dude, Moorcock tells you, like, his name tells you all you need to know about him.
Yeah.
Anyone have any other questions?
Guess, I don't want to feel like I'm ignoring shit. Thomas, you're lurking in chat. Have you been watching these? I noticed you come to the Hangout stuff, so I don't know how much you've seen of the campaign.
Me?
Oh, not. Did I say Thomas? I meant Ben.
I was like, I mean, I think I've seen all of it. I would hope so.
Have you?
I'm here.
Thomas, have you been around? Have you watched the streams? Like, really? I'm curious what your thoughts are. I know you just gave us, like, your Reader's Digest, like, 5 minutes ago in the whole campaign, but, I mean, honestly...
I'm sorry. I know it was blunt and harsh. I apologize. I didn't mean to make it sound
funny.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it sounded absolutely just tearing your campaign to shreds, Lane.
Dude, you fucking dunked on it. You fucking took it and you crinkled it into a ball. You were like, Shaq, can you fucking dunk this shit? Thanks, buddy.
I'm sorry. I love you. I love this campaign.
If you don't like it, that's okay. I will do better.
No, I do. Look, this campaign has the RP elements, like the heavy sort of RP dealing with the actual traumatic bullshit that's supposed to happen that the first campaign was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, yeah, in the first campaign there were the little bits of RP that would happen here and there. But this one is like, we have to deal with a bunch of shit before we go off firing our guns and killing everyone. You know, we want to plan. We want to talk first. We don't want to fight. We just want to if there's a peaceful resolution, we're going to find it. And if it doesn't come to a peaceful resolution, what are the repercussions of that? Fucking Puck threw up with finding an ear and tooth in his hair. Harold watching Talon get shown how to properly decapitate a mutilated body threw up. You know, I think Talon crying over, you know, what the fuck has my life become? You know, the only one that hasn't had a big sort of moment like that is Victor, and I think that's just because, one, he's a little bit older, and two, he's already seen, you know, half of that shit being a pirate.
Horrors of war, like the actual horrors of war.
Yeah, you know, like he's seen worse shit than that. He's smart enough to know not to want to see it again. You know, so I feel like this campaign has the role play that can help our characters become actual people instead of, you know, first campaign it was like, we have a glass cannon, the sneaky sneak, the pissed off cleric, and the big sword guy.
He was a big sword guy.
So, you know, I'm excited for how all of this transpires, and how I'm excited to see if and when someone goes like, maybe it's Puck, when Puck goes like, I just have to know, it's tearing me up inside how can any of you still sleep or eat after seeing all of this bullshit? Like for Harold, he sliced a dude in half and then they all exploded in his face.
Yeah.
He
I'm
hasn't
proud of that.
he hasn't had time to process that moment because it was like, I have to save my friends. I have to get all these guys away from them so they can deal with the big fight. He dealt with it and then was like, cool, I gotta go back to my friend. I gotta go back to these people. You know, I gotta go protect them too. He gets back and then it's like, oh hey, your dad's here. What the fuck? Oh hey, Asgardian. What the fuck? And then he was like, he's healed, which is great, but his armor is still acid splashed and acid warm. Same with his sword. He's gonna be looking at, essentially anytime he uses his sword for the next little while or looks at his armor, he's gonna be reminded of him, hitting one person and having 5 of them die.
I mean, maybe it's just best that our characters didn't have a long rest, because a lot of us would have just been like haunted by like nightmares and things.
Yeah.
I gotta echo what Lee was saying in chat with just like I am also very much loving the RP in this. I think as a player, because I don't get to be the player that often, and when I do, it's very oftentimes with groups that they're not as strong of our peers. There's not like as big of a stage for it, I guess.
I tried. I tried.
And it was just like, well, I'm not even necessarily saying like with the campaign that we were in together. I mean, like for me as a player, I haven't had that many opportunities. And this campaign, just like being Puck, is like a really weird kind of roller coaster when I'm like, oh god, like this character, what is happening with him right now? And like having like a genuine like in character like panic attack, or just kind of like hyperventilating and being like, I can't wash the blood off my hands, I can't, and then just being like, I don't know what to say, and like I'm reaching out for answers and I don't know. Like I mentioned it earlier in chat when we first got started, that my heart was racing. Like I had like elevated heart rate heading into this, because I knew from the second the session started, I didn't want to be in a place of like neutrality. I was like, this shit all just happened. It's fresh for Puck. He has to do this, this, and this. And like, I fucking knew Victor was gonna like try and like stop me and like wall me. And I was like, Puck's not gonna stand for that. And like, you can fucking try. I'll roll guidance and athletics as many times as I have to break out of your grip. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So that's been a really fun roller coaster. And this is the first time that like the like godly religious aspect of Puck has like really come into play. And so I'm interested, now that that's been touched on, what might happen, because there's a few bits in there that were kind of like alluding to some of like Puck's thoughts on things, and I'm interested to see where that rabbit hole leads if it comes up again.
Lane, thoughts?
I'm just thinking. I'm just
Can
thinking.
we be told what you're
kind of
thinking?
out loud for once.
Should we be
I never
concerned?
think in my head. No. I'm just trying to figure out how to fix the problems in the campaign right now. Like I'm just thinking about it.
That's fair. I definitely do the same thing. Every time I finish a session, I'm like, all right, what can I fix? What went wrong? But like, tell us kind of like what your overall thoughts of the session were. You kind of briefly mentioned that you really liked the moment with Thomas and Victor at the end there. Was there anything else you want to comment on or elaborate about?
I don't know. I did a lot of I had a lot of prep time this week. Like I spent like a lot of time prepping this week. and it just didn't land to this week. I don't know. It felt good, but not great. And I feel like last week was great. At least I felt like a lot of it was great. I guess I'm just second guessing myself now. Like
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's your opinion. It's your honest opinion. You should be able to say it. I'm just worried now that I am not doing as good a job as I thought I was.
Don't. You're doing. The world you have built is unbelievable. I feel like anyone would be lucky, and anyone would be lucky enough to play in a world and play in a campaign like we are now. You have put so much time and effort and thought into it, and that shows. And you know, as a player, that's something that anyone and any of us can deeply respect and thank you for, because you know, you're coming up with this shit off the top of your head without, you know, this is all your homemade, homebrewed world. It's what you want, you know, it's where you want to take the story given our actions. And you're doing a fantastic job of dealing with the innumerable amount of curveballs we keep throwing at you. You keep knocking them out of the park no matter what we do. You take it in stride and you go, cool, this happened, this happened, this happened. Well, because of this, that affects this. Because of that, that affects that. And it shows. So don't feel like you're doing a bad job, or you don't get down on yourself about this, because it's still a great campaign. It's still a great setting. It's still, you know, all of our actions have severe consequences, and I'm sure you're gonna make us pay dearly for what we do. So accept that and know that this is good. This is right. This is what you feel will happen, and this is what you're gonna throw at us next.
I guess my 2 cents on it would be that, I mean, like, you're never going to have like every single session be just like fireworks. Like there's always gonna be like 1 or 2 that like maybe you feel isn't like all it could be. But like, that being said, I mean, I can think off the top of my head right now 3 moments that I really loved about today's session. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that could do much the same. So people are definitely enjoying it. I would not second guess that by any means. And I mean, like, you're bringing in people that, like Liz, have never like seen a D&D before, and they're like, I love this. I'm eating this up. This is so good. If there's one thing that I might say for you, Lane, and this is something that I don't know, I can't remember exactly where I heard this, but like, I know as the DM, there's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of pressure on you. Like, believe me, I've been in those shoes. There's a lot, but also remember that you're part of the campaign too. Like, you're the DM is also a player, and so you get to have your fun, and we're all a team together on this ship. And so, like, just like we're throwing you curveballs, you're throwing us curveballs, and we're both doing our best to bat them out of the park.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair.
Yeah, Lane, you're absolutely doing a fantastic job. Alfie honestly feels like a real place at this point, and it couldn't happen without your full heart in it. Not every session is like a trick or treating to find cult leaders. Sometimes it's rough. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like the curveballs. I really do. And then I don't know. I suppose with the last campaign, I felt like it was like the beginning, like the way I started the last campaign, I didn't like, right? I added too many stakes too early. I didn't like that. So I tried to fix it this time. And I put you guys in a small town and gave you like a minor bandit problem. And it was just like there was no draw. There's no reason for you guys to even give a shit about each other. Even after the first session, I was like, well, why are they together? And so I kept on trying to find ways to be like, how do I encourage them to have a long-lasting relationship that makes any sense? I mean, the Griffins also, I can't spoil anything, but they're more than just pissy monsters, I suppose. I don't know. Like I've been trying very hard to like lay many things, many leads that you guys could follow if you really want to. Like after this first encounter, right? Like I plan on introducing like a bunch of things that you can do. You could, I mean, and also at any point you could have just left here and been like, fuck no, like I don't want to do this. Or like get to the org party and be like, I don't feel comfortable dying for you. I don't want to be here. But you guys are heroes. That's what you are. That's what you do. You don't have to be, you know, it's Dungeons and Dragons. If this was our last party, they fucking wouldn't have done it. They would have been like, is there money? Then no, you fucking idiots.
You saying that the Griffins were more important just made me realize something, and now I'm just like, oh no.
Like I've tried to plant a bunch of things as options, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When y'all killed Ordis, I had to rethink a lot of things. He was not
It's fair.
supposed to die, but he did, and so I immediately was like, I need to introduce different people because I like my plot, right? Like I like the idea of what's happening. And then when he died, I was like, now I have to rework this in a way where I don't lose the heart of this really interesting quest that I have lined up, like, 20 sessions down the line. And I could not do it. I was like everything was different, and then he died, and I'm just like, quick, rewrites, people. Give me a new script. Come on, somebody, anybody. Please.
I mean, I feel like I'm the same way. I definitely put a lot of like little like lead-ins and like subtext and things whenever I'm writing a story or trying to have encounters. I think like it with the party the way it is, I feel like it's the different kind of lead-ins or ties, it kind of depends on each individual character almost to like find them. Because I feel like everyone in the party looks at things different ways, and so some clues or leads might pop out to other people in different ways. I'm because like as far as Puck is kind of brains that like most of the time he's kind of like, well, I need to like make sure people are all right and they're healed and they're not dying and this other stuff. And then if that's not an immediate concern, maybe he like starts to look into other things like, okay, now that's taken care of. How can I prevent this from happening again? But like as far as like the party staying together and that sort of a thing, like we definitely have options. We have things we can do. And I feel like there will come a time when we finish this dungeon, depending on what happens, where it's gonna be like, okay, where like what do we follow next? Because it is like, do we save Talon's mom? Do we go with the elves back to wherever they live to try and follow like Puck's lead? Do we follow the orcs to help out with Harold's dad and his things? Maybe Victor has something that pops up. But at least as far as kind of like Puck is concerned, like he has things he wants to do, but like he's already been through like hell with these people. you know, the last couple fights definitely were just kind of like, you know, I can tell like we're connecting, we're bonding, they're interesting people. I'm new here, like I feel like these are good people. But this last like battle, I feel like with Puck, he would be like wherever the party ends up going, like he wants to help them. Whatever they decide they want to do, like if they'll have him, he'll come along. There's definitely a pull, there's a draw to go with Sarifa and find out more about his family and that sort of thing. So it's interesting because between the NPCs and the player characters, I feel that there's a good bit of connection and draw in these last couple of sessions as far as like the possibilities of where to go and not being disinterested in one thing like superbly over another.
Yeah, like kind of piggybacking off what you were saying, Warren. It's like us as players, we may figure things out, but then it's up to but then it's like, how do we role play our characters getting to that point? Like, as like you said, you know, in the last campaign, it was just like Talon, you flip open the book and you see the two words life unchained. And then Victor and I went down into the cell and it was like, you see
What do we
four
fucking
words.
do it wrong?
And I was just like, oh, Thomas immediately knows what the passcode is, but Harold doesn't. Harold sees 8 words, 4 and 4. What the fuck could any of this mean? And it was then up to me to make Harold go, okay, where could a secret code be written? First place that came to mind would be on his person. Why don't we go look at his person, see if it's there? And then turns out, you know, Puck and Talon had already dealt with that portion of it. So then it was just us coming together to form our two ideas and thoughts into one. And so, you know, I think you're putting too much pressure on yourself to make us have a reason to stay together. Whereas us as players also kind of have to do that work to make our characters want to be there. Like, you know, Harold, at the first sign of Victor being a dick to him, could have immediately been just like, nah, fuck it, I'm out. I don't need this shit. I already dealt with too much of this in my life. But I was like, but that's not a compelling story. That's not, you know, Harold will deal with a little bit of torment, you know, if it can help drive the plot of the story along. It makes for interesting characters, it makes for interesting interactions. And us as players have to go like, okay, why does my character want to stay with this group right now? And at the moment, you know, it was like, for Harold, it was, okay, the bandits are there. Let's deal with the bandits. Oh, these innocent people are being attacked and no one's going to deal with it except for us. Okay, let's go do that. All right, we know where the bandits are. Let's go deal with the bandits. You know, the bandits are being controlled and manipulated by this wizard. Well, that's bad. We have to do something about that. And it started becoming more of a we have to do this, we have to do that. And Harold, even though he probably doesn't even realize it, is starting to think as a we instead of an I.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, at the end of this, I think it'll be a discussion of, well, what do we do next as a group? I mean, we've already been through this hell.
Doesn't get much worse, boys.
Yeah, you know, what do we do? Because to Harold, his thought is like, okay, we've dealt with it. We should probably go back to Smolenskshire and tell them, at least tell them, hey, we've dealt with the bandits. Shouldn't be any more issues. You know, we've made friends out there. They know you're here. You know, as long as you respect them and respect the land that you are on, they will respect you back. Which it seems like they're already doing. You know, the hunting party hasn't been straying too far out of their boundaries. You know, the elves aren't pissed with the town. The orcs aren't mad at the town. Everyone was just mad at the bandits for being there and fucking everything up. You know, so it's like, what do we as a party think is the next best course of action? Because honestly, if this bandit plot hook, you know, hadn't happened, it would have been, all right, let's go deal with Talon's mom. That seems like the next sort of pressing matter is, you know, on a bit of a time crunch. This woman has been captured. Her life is up, maybe at stake. We don't know. Let's go try to deal with that.
I didn't want to immediately go. I wanted to do like a communal quest before we did a character quest. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, I wanted to explore the dynamic between all four of you without having this like primary driving factor of, well, this is why I care about this goal. The rest of you are just here because you like me.
No, that's fair. That makes sense. You know, give us a unifying reason to be together before dealing with individual issues. That completely makes sense. And after this, I think you will have accomplished that.
Yeah. One way or another.
You know,
no matter how gross
because again, no one immediately after that, as Guardian left, no one immediately went, fuck this, this isn't what I signed up for, I'm out. You know, no one was like, cool, we've dealt with the bandit camp, I'm gonna go home now. No one's done that. They've all kind of been like, okay, we've dealt with this, we'll see this through to the end, and then we'll make a decision from there. And that decision could honestly just be, after we deal with it, it could honestly just be, cool, I just want to sit for like a few days and process all that happened.
Oh,
I don't want to deal with anything heavy. Like, you just want to either go to the Elven Village, go back to Smolenskshire, and just chill for a little bit. You know.
I think also in the general thoughts of keeping the party together, just kind of echoing what Lee was saying, you're also underestimating Victor's just like, no, you have to all stay together so I can keep an eye on all of you until I feel you guys are ready for the world.
I like you all quite a bit. I don't want you to die. I'm coming.
Yeah. One other thing that just kind of talking about the early sessions of the campaign, the general quests and that sort of stuff. One of the really cool things about having a party that is largely good and roleplay-y that I discovered last time I DM'd is a good party brings people together. And so you know, we were just talking about like, so there's like the town and the elves and the orcs and stuff like that, and in a way that isn't just like, oh, we're like chaotic murder hobos, we sow chaos wherever we roam. There's
some of them.
Yeah. In a party like this, there's a lot more like, hey, so like we can get you in touch with these people and you guys can help each other out and we can overcome this together. And then the world begins to feel like it like knits itself more as we like traverse where we go, because suddenly it's like we're almost like linking the NPCs that don't know each other together, or we're like looking at, you know, like Thomas was saying, we're looking at problems as a we. and we go like, how do we like bring these people together? Like, oh well, maybe if we can get like, you know, if we can get the bandits to like not be assholes, and then we'll like bring them in to like help the town or whatever. It starts to feel like when we leave something behind, if we come back, like things will be better, or like the people will have, you know, progressed in some way. So that it's just a really cool thing when you have a party that is like, you know, wants to do good, how they can build things that continue and grow after the party has left.
Yeah, you guys might have just established a small town, which was not my intent. May I add, was not my intent before I started this session. But it just felt right in the moment, and so I was like, yeah, I think these guys might put down some roots here. It's close, it's safe, it's in between like danger and safety. We've got the elves backing us up. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's on the cusp of like, idyllic and nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like an orc wants it to be, right?
We could just be like, yes, that, you see that burnt pile over there? There were a bunch of corpses that got incinerated by an Asgardian there.
It's fucking dust now. It doesn't even smell bad.
Yeah. So.
I'm excited for next week because then you guys get to really like decide where the fuck you want to go. There's gonna be like a million things open to you, and that I'm excited to see that.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I just like estimate what might happen next time, I feel like, depending on what happens in the dungeon, we'll probably like put like a footnote in the current like orc dilemma. Unless they're like traveling off somewhere else, we might just kind of be like, you know what, like this feels kind of resolved right now. We'll like maybe revisit this later, or, you know, maybe this whole issue where we follow up with Ordis's like contact, his like
Cordelia?
his like the family that provided him the slaves, like that might come back around later on and be like, oh, this is
The Glen family.
But I feel like the next thing will either be, we'll probably head back to Smalemshire, but I feel like it's either gonna be Talon's mom or the Elven village, unless something else crazy happens.
Yeah, I can see that.
Both of those are very exciting for me.
I know. My brain, knowing campaign 1 secrets and now hearing about campaign 2 stuff, is like, well, I think I know what Lane has kind of combined here. I think I know. And
Dude,
like
there's
the
a
whole
lot going on.
and like the
I'm
whole
not
talk
joking.
of the
Dude, when I think about this shit, it's like I see the whole goddamn world at once.
Good.
I think
This is like-
deep, like the long con. I think deep long game.
Oh yeah, man. It's when you have your own world that you're crafting yourself, that's all homebrew, you're like, all right, they did this. Now how does that domino affect everything else?
Yeah. Like campaign 1.
you
How
keep-
does oh.
You keep talking about the king, and I'm like, just drop his name. Thomas wants to know if Thomas just wants to know if it's the
Who
same
the fuck's
person.
the king, dude?
Just drop his name. I want to fucking know. Because if it is who I think it is, and all of these dominoes that I'm lining up all fall into place, it's going to be a great twist.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Listen, I don't know
I am
a whole
aware.
lot about the lore of the last campaign, like as far as like who's around and all that. All I know is that this dragon named Gibson, keeps bursting through doors.
Fucking Gibson. We are never allowed to utter his name again.
Also, so the only thing that I know for sure is that someone named Gibson is probably alive and at large in the world somewhere.
Dude, that would make sense, but alas, 'twas not to be.
I told Kyle because he was just like, Gibson's alive, right? And I'm like, Gibson died, and he's like, did he though? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if Gibson didn't die in that moment, he would have killed himself soon after.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I mean, there's
okay.
there's definitely a few characters who can come back from campaign 1. Definitely a no is gonna be Zasha and Ama. Like, the only way for them to come back is some crazy shit. I'm not saying that it would be literally impossible, but it would bend some rules, you know?
There's I think it's an 8th or a 9th level resurrection spell that
Why
lets
more?
you
Oh, I'm
resurrect
familiar.
someone for like 100 years or so. So it's just like, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Dude, like,
I mean,
it's Dungeons and Dragons. Late game, nothing is impossible. That's the scary shit.
let
True.
them rest. Yeah, when Puck gets, if Puck lives long enough to get to that level of clericry, and he gets some kind of resurrection spell, it's gonna be like, oh, fuck, do I like leave the dead where they lie, or like do I go back and like undo all the deaths that I've encountered?
Jesus.
Ben, try to explain my campaign. So Ben is I'm in a campaign with Ben, and it's redonkulous. There've been like time shifts and like paradoxes and all kinds of weird, crazy nonsense. If I could sum it up, I have like a weird kind of like progressive freedom fighter lizard man who has not many emotions,
All right.
who just got a lordship title, and is like the founder of like a new, like, I don't know, perchance, I don't know, like house, I guess. We have a blood hunter who is so socially oblivious she will talk herself into death almost every time. And so many times the other characters would be like, just come here. No, stop talking. Just to come here. Just stop. We have a, like, I guess it'd be like rabbit folk, warrior bard who is very strong, very charismatic, but also not very smart. And so they just end up getting roped into all the shenanigans, including being a ward of my lizard man's house. And we
Having
have
dumb PCs is fun.
we have a paladin warlock who is like hard set on track to be the end campaign villain.
Oh, good.
We were like, yeah, he's a paladin. He's a paladin of the god of vengeance. He's a demigod because he's a descendant of the god of vengeance. He's doing some really questionable shit for a long time, but he's not evil. And everyone's like, dude, you're fucking evil. Like, no, you're evil. Like, you keep pushing this that you're not evil. Everything you do is like considered evil. And
Everything you do is evil. That makes you evil.
and he's like single-handedly done things that have like created bosses for the campaign. And we're like, dude, no, like, you're just gonna become the villain that we have to fight at the end of all of this.
You keep saying you're not evil, but that's definitely someone who is evil would say.
Dude, that's how it works. That's how you fucking get them.
Wait, is that a decent summation? Did I miss anything?
Dude, from my point of view, you nailed it. Like, I don't know. I know I don't know anything, but I feel like you nailed it. Oh. Well, next week's gonna be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
like, pretty gross, to be honest, straight off the bat, but fun.
Oh yeah, I'm expecting as much.
That's
I was,
fair.
when you guys were planning to like go down there and all that stuff, I was like, honestly, almost minus the dragon. Oh yeah, no, I have another ward. He's a gold. No, Yes? Gold? Yes. Gold dragon.
Fucking gold dragon.
Yeah, dragons are like really rare, and then we made them not really rare. And now I caught one. So we caught 2 dragons. Our warlock paladin fed it the soul gem. He accidentally left it in a bag of holding with a soul gem that housed the soul of a evil deity. So there's that. That's a boss we'll have to fight at some point. And then the other one, I was like, hey, the world's dangerous. You're just a baby. I want to take care of you. And then he's like, all right. And then I'm like, do you want to be a part of my new house? And he's like, okay. So that happened. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yes, when we were looking at the whole like dungeon thing, and Victor was like trying to figure out like his headspace. I'm like, I don't think going to the dungeon is gonna help you, Victor. Like, I'm pretty sure going down there is gonna fuck you up more if you don't have a chance to like detox.
Dude craves bloodshed. I don't know what to tell you. He got off that boat and he's like, oh, I miss killing.
Still riding that high from his orcish resilience.
Dude, I really am hyped for you guys going into that dungeon. I mean, the map I made isn't great. I know I have some time to remake it. But it's so hard to use a map making software to do what I want to do, to make it as uncomfortable as I want it to be.
I mean, listen, you're definitely nailing the discomfort levels of like, oh yeah, you know those people you were trying to empathetically save? Yeah, they explode in your face, and you're like, oh, that makes me feel uncomfortable.
That's good. That's good. Westgar is a cold place. There's a reason the campaign's called Blood and Ice, not fucking Sunshine and Rainbows. It's a cold, hard, bloody place.
Listen, just let me wash the blood off my hands in the snow, goddammit.
Your
Oh,
hands will
damn
never be
spot.
Clean, Pericles.
What was that like?
Dude, your hands will never be clean of blood, Pericles.
Oh god, fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, does anyone... Okay, I feel like people are getting tired, which is totally fair. It's late.
Dude, I am fucking tired. I didn't even realize how tired I was till I yawned like 4 times.
Mm-hmm. So I'm totally fine with ending it off here and letting people get sleep and food and all that jazz. Does anyone have any final thoughts? Anything they'd like to leave off with?
I'm streaming Friday. Come hang out.
Wee. I will probably also be streaming Friday.
Oh, wicked.
I'm excited
Right, we
for
both
next
stream
week.
Friday. Dude, me too. It's gonna be gross. I mean, it's gonna be fun. All right,
Same
you
difference,
guys have
right?
Dude, pretty much. Oh, nighty night.
See you
Bye.
later. All right. Well, I'm gonna try and get some food into me before it becomes too crazy stupid late. But you know, thank you everybody for coming by and hanging out in the post D&D Hangout stream. Thank you to all the cast members for chilling and chitter-chatting and sharing thoughts and you know, really digging down to the philosophies of the campaign and being a DM and soul searching and compelling storytelling and writing.
I'm sorry, I'm such a ball buster.
No, it's fine. I feel like we all had our little moments, our little breakdowns of like, hey, this is you know, my beliefs. This is what I took away from it. Take it for what it is. Yeah, this has been fun. I have a lot of free time, maybe, in the next couple of days, weeks, so I might try and throw in like a non-scheduled stream at some point in the near future, but besides that, there'll definitely be more stuff on the YouTube page, and I'll be back Friday for the usual Friday night stream. Not sure exactly what we're doing just yet, but we'll see. I want to try and finish some like project sort of things to get some new stuff going, but we'll see what kind of co-op shenanigans we do. Maybe like Vermintide or something. I don't know. I know Ben, you were mentioning wanting to do some more Vermintide, and it might be fun to get folks in there voting on what terrible things murder us. But I'll have to catch up to you because you are levels ahead of me in that game because you've played and I have not as much recently. Yeah, wrist willing, there'll be more stuff on the way. But otherwise, thank you everybody for coming by, watching, checking out the D&D stream, the post Hangout stream. I do appreciate you and all your comments and feedback and questions. It's so nice to have you guys be engaged and around for all of this stuff. Little wrap up for me. If you guys want to engage with me on a more general basis, I also have a Discord, which should be in the descriptions or the abouts tab below. And I'm really trying to flesh that out more, add new emojis and things, be able to talk to you guys, ask you questions, get feedback about what you guys want to see on my end of the stream. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys want to continue to support myself and Randolph the Grey and all that jazz, please be sure to like follow, subscribe to the YouTube channels, like, share, all that jazz. You know, we have probably Instagrams and Facebooks and YouTubes and all that jazz. So yeah, that's about it, I think. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. If I don't see you before Friday, see you Friday, and I hope you guys all have a good time. And we'll see you next time for more of this crazy, wacky shenanigans of D&D, where we dive into a dungeon and find fresh new nightmare horrors to trouble our characters.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. All right. Have a good one, guys. And I will see all of you in the country. Peace out.